Hi, my name is Sai 29. I decided to record my thoughts on my taste on anime and Japanese culture in general. Even though I haven't been too deep into culture in general, but anyways. One of the things I wanted to talk about is Ado. Okay, so about Ado. For those who don't know, Ado is a Japanese singer who was originally a Vocaloid artist who at the moment and in recent time has appeared on the internet and exploded in popularity as of late 2020 and of now. I know this is probably useless to say, but as for the reason I wanted to talk about Ado is simply easy to explain. Like most, I wanted to know more about her after discovering her songs. But when it came to look her up and find out, everything was more about her famous song, which I'll touch upon later. Usewa, and also what I'm about to do, an explanation. That's the best reason I could say it, honestly. It is all about her career, her immense popularity, and also up to date on what she's doing as of now. Somewhat, but reading article is tiresome. No offense to the people who read and write articles, but it's not my thing. So I decided, like most people nowadays, is to look for a video essay on her. But there was really nothing but reaction videos. Also, again, no offense to video reactors. One of my favorite reactions is Shoshimoshi. So I decided to do my own research on her. Mostly retellings of what I found on some articles. But as it being my first video, it'll be off the cuffs. Type ship PowerPoint school presentation. So yeah, sorry. Anyways, let's start. As we know, referring to the start of the video is that she is a Japanese singer who was originally a Vocaloid cover artist and has grown since then. But let's start from the beginning, shall we? Ado name is currently unknown. She was born on October 24th, 2002 in Tokyo, Japan, making her 18 years old. From interviews, Ado doesn't talk that much, or rather at all. She's more focused on her music side of living. But from what we know is that her father loved rock, like his favorite group Queens, and her own love for Disney soundtracks. When she was only 6, her cousin introduced her to the website Nico Nico, which in simplest terms is Japanese YouTube, with it mostly being music related. When she first heard Vocaloids, it was something she had never heard before. As said from her, the voice, the lyrics, the world. Whilst also being a child with less confidence, who was also very shy, dark, and had a lot of complexes, she later discovered utate, meaning singer. Singers who cover Vocaloid tracks. She said, they only hid their appearance and name. They just showed their appeal to singing. I thought I could do that. Not much later, in 2017, Ado began singing as an utate, an internet cover artist, on Nico Nico, meaning Japanese YouTube before YouTube was a thing. After uploading a video of herself singing a cover of Kimi no Tainon, a Vocaloid song. At the start of the year, from interviews, she said that at the time she was a utate singer, she covered her closet in soundproofing materials that she bought online and recorded in it. Prior to that, in 2019, she featured in Kujira, a digital single, Kim no Mokuse, which was released at the end of the year, which became a huge success. A couple of months later, she featured as a vocalist in the digital single Shikibansen by Jun Yakitori, which would be trendy on Japanese TikTok and also caught the eye of Universal Music Japan, which was released on March 29th, 2020. Later in May 2020, she participated in Pony Canyon's compilation album Palette 4. Pony Canyon being a regular Japanese company which mainly handled music, and Palette 4 being the fourth compilation album that introduced new talented artists which was only able to listen through a subscription in Pony Music service, I think. Something like that. It's still a mystery to me. Later, she released two songs with other artists, Cowboy by Soido and Tame Naku Ai Iro by Shishi as digital releases. Moving on. Towards the end of the year, I remember opening Twitter one day after school and finding a direct message from a person at Universal Music. Later, she announced that she would be making her official debut with Universal Music Japan. On October 23rd, the day before her birthday, she released a digital single, Usewa, written by Vocaloid producer Sudo. The music video released on her YouTube channel reached 5 million views by November 24th. Later on, she released her second single, Ready Made, written by Vocaloid producer Suri, as a digital release. But by the start of the year, Usewa had reached 40 million views on YouTube. On February 14th, she released her third single, Gira Gira, written by Vocaloid producer Tenwaha, as a digital release. 4 days later, on February 18th, the number of subscribers on her YouTube channel exceeded 1 million. Later that month, Usewa reached number 1 on the Billboard Japan Hot 100. On March 29th, Usewa reached 10 million plays on the Billboard Japan chart streaming songs, after 17 weeks from charting in, which was the 6th fastest charting in history and for the youngest of a solo singer. Then, on April 27th, 2021, Ada released her fifth single, Odo, which is used by the NHK's show segment about Vocaloid's producers. On June 11th, 2021, she was chosen as the second Japanese female artist for Artists on the Rise. And on June 14th, 2021, she released her sixth single, Yoru no Period. As of the writing of the script, she released a remix for Yoru no Period. And as of the editing of the video, she has released a song called Asura-chan. So while researching more about Ado, and if anything has shown in this video, I don't have the skills, or whatever you want to call it, when it comes to research. I'm kinda monkey brain at it. Anywho, I went on Wikifandom, which in my opinion is a good to research possibly. So I looked up Ado and all I found was this. Her profile avatar, I guess you can call it, and her horoscope sign for some reason. What? So lucky for me, I found more Ado info under Nico Nico Dog Single Wiki. So yeah, that's that round. As of now, Ado has an artist profile. Well, I say that, but it's just bare. Like, there's nothing on it, so moving on. So, also, she has a Nico Nico account, which makes sense, and that's where she started. Like most artists, she has a Twitter. While there are dedicated Ado overseas fans who translate her tweets more accurately, I don't understand or make sense of it, or I just don't understand Twitter at all. But what's on Ado's Twitter is that when she exploded in popularity, she has had more collaborations with company and artists. So that's cool. One of her recent collaboration as the recording of this video and editing of this video and all of that was Tokyo Parade Cafe, which from the looks of it, it's a cafe, as the name says, and other products she sells in Japan. And one of the coolest collabs I have seen so far is a Tap Ado backpack or something like that, which was so cool. Thing I saw was an Ado staff account, which from the looks of it, it was her PR team. Keep updates on her release and collaboration and other stuff of advertisement. While Ado's Twitter account can just shitpost, like, fuck, I can't find the tweet, hopefully in the edits I'll find one. Can dream, right? Do it, future me. So she can tell what's on her mind whilst also promoting her stuff. But before I move on from her Twitter, her ID on her Twitter, her @ is what I think it's the most coolest thing ever. And it says, which is, I'm okay, English people. Which, when I found that out, it's so cool. And at first, at glance, you wouldn't notice. Finally, moving on. This one's short. She, surprise surprise, has a YouTube channel, which is what you expect, a music channel. Has her songs and signals, features, etc. Also, I don't know if she does them. She did like stories on YouTube, or either YouTube removed them. She posts stories of her announcing something. I don't understand Japanese, so fuck. Thank you, Wikifandom, who has more info that I didn't notice. So, let's begin. Her external links has links to a twit casting. I don't know what that is. Well, from there, There's her profile on Universal Music Japan that doesn't have a lot for show. One cool thing it said on there was that on her Nico Nico account, on her cover songs, she would sometimes put puns related to her name. So that's cool. The rest of the info is about her voice, which is weird, but I guess kind of important. So yeah. 'Ado has quite a particular voice and is able to add power to it. Her voice, though somewhat sounding mature for her age, usually gives off an angsty vibe, as of a rebellious teenager, especially in some of her songs like Odo and Gira Gira, where she best utilizes it. She uses growls to add that angst into her voice very well, giving the listener a feeling of a bitter usefulness. The rest says what we already know, but it's little, so I'll say it. Ado was actually a very young otaku when starting out back in January 2017, and the tender age of 14? What? Why did they put tender? Kind of odd, but whatever. Before moving on the wikis, it has not so up-to-date songs, but if you want to go and check it out, yeah, you can do so. So yeah, that's it. Moving on. So I assume it's prevalent that once you reach a high enough fame like Ado has, it's obvious that some want to know what she thinks about this. As said in interviews with Japanese Times, she said, "Since I've become more famous than before, my words reach many more people than before." Ado said, I have to choose what I say carefully because I don't want to hurt anyone." She said, "While I was at the karaoke recently, I went out to get drinks, and if Sarah was playing while I was picking them up, I was weirded hearing it," she said with a laugh. So that's it. I have no more to say. I looked at 2 wikis and 2 articles to get a gist of everything on Ado. There is probably stuff I left out, so yeah, sorry about that. And also, stuff I've written is very late, like she's released more stuff since I first wrote this script and edited this video, but I hopefully tried my best. Anyways, Ado is a very young and talented artist, And I wonder if you and I ever got a chance to speak with her, what would you say? I personally would want to know more about her music and how she does it, and hopefully that during this conversation that I hear how she'll evolve over time. I hope Ada succeeds and continues to evolve like I said. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoy. Like every YouTuber, like and subscribe and all that. Follow my socials and hope you enjoy. Thank you very much. Oh well.